Hello everyone. Today I wanted to give you a bit of a break from my training videos and actually provide you with some more informational stuff, which is the stuff that I personally really enjoy giving out. Hopefully you guys can actually learn something and take something away from this. So today I wanted to talk about mini cutting. I've currently just been in the powerlifting phase, and technically I'm still on that phase, but I'm kind of at the top end of where I want to sit at body fat wise, so it's a good opportunity for me to go into a mini cut before kind of going fully back into that powerlifting phase. So I just want to talk to you more about mini cutting. Alright, so I'm going to break down my board for this one. Alright, so I hope you all can see this. So mini cut, what is it? A mini cut is basically a fat loss phase. It's a cutting phase that's shorter in duration than a normal dieting phase, but also more aggressive. The good way to think about it is you get in, do the work, you get out, get back in the building season. It's also a very good way to bridge the gap between building, which I do really suggest an extended building season, 6-12 months, and then it's a good way to bridge the gap, lose a little bit of fat, maintain your strength before going onto the building again. So, quick differences here. Contest prep, I'd suggest, would usually be a 20 to 26 week long planned, periodized fat loss phase, obviously gearing towards the contest prep athletes that need to get extremely lean. Okay, so the longer, the better when it comes to this. A fat loss phase would be someone kind of more along the 12 to 16 week phase that wants to get ready for summer, for a wedding. They have something, but they don't need to go as extreme as an actual contest prep dieting bodybuilder. And then there's the mini cut. So when to do it, as I said, it's usually a good way to bridge your off seasons. I did it my first time in 2013. I did about an 8-week mini cut. Really took down my body fat set point, and then what I did is actually reverse myself back in for the last stage of my building phase, and I ended up into my contest prep a lot leaner, a lot stronger, and a lot bigger because of it. So it's a good way to cut down your body fat, which in the long run you don't need to diet it off again, if that makes sense. How long? Typically I suggest about 6 to 8 weeks. You're looking anywhere from probably 6 to 10 pounds, depending on the person. Could be more, could be less. But I generally don't suggest any longer than a couple of months. Again, it's quick and dirty, you get in, you get out. Setup. So if you kind of see how much you need to lose by how much time you're giving yourself, that will be your setup. So usually around 1 to 1.5 pounds per week is a good way. So if you look at the daily caloric deficit you need to be in, should be about 500 calories per day. That's on average. When it comes to cardio, that's kind of, again, supplemental. You probably want most of it to come from the nutrition. I find that if you kind of go low calorie and then add on a lot of cardio, that's when you start seeing kind of performance decrements. And what you want to do is you want to keep performance as high as possible to keep muscle as maximized as possible. So yeah, I would say probably about 500 caloric deficit a day. You should be kindly tracking, at least estimating roughly what you're eating each day with regards to proteins, carbs and fats, and then you can just adjust things accordingly. Okay, so that's basically what a mini cut is, and now I'm going to show you what I'm personally going to do for my mini cut. Okay, so what I'm doing for my mini cut. Currently I'm about 165. I started about a week ago I was about 168, so it's kind of coming off already. So basically, with my starting macros or calories, I know that at maintenance level I'm around 3,000 to 3,200 calories, and that's when my volume of training isn't super high. That's kind of what I sit well at. It's kind of around 200 protein, 350 to 400 carbs, and 70 grams of fat. So what I've done is I'm going for about 500 to 700 calorie deficit on a day-to-day basis. Protein, feel good around 200 to 225 grams of carbs. The range is basically depending on whether I have 4 or 5 meals. If I'm at 5, then I'll go to the upper end, and if I'm at 4, then it'll be the lower end. My goal for carbohydrates is around 200 grams, which isn't excessively low, but compared to what I'm used to eating, it is halving them. And then 40 to 50 grams of fat. Again, it's not a super low fat, but it's easy to take away 300 calories from the fat just because it's so caloric dense. And really past a level, they don't provide you with a lot of extra benefits other than extra energy, basically. The way I'm structuring it, I'm going to do 3 low days followed by a refeed. So about twice per week, I'm going to bring carbs up to about 400 grams, which will bring me up to the maintenance levels. And then basically I'm going to adjust. The goal with this should be about 1 to 2 pounds per week, probably more on the 1. And then I'm just going to adjust everything accordingly. So what I might end up doing is, if I start losing too quick, I might start bringing my carbohydrates up first, slowly, or I might increase the frequency of my refeed days. That way my average calories are going to be coming up. Cardio-wise, I'm going to plan in a couple of times of doing some functional strength circuits, so maybe some more kettlebells and farmer's walks and tire flips and battle ropes and stuff like that, making it more of an aerobic based circuit so the intensity doesn't take away from my actual training, because again, I want my training to stay as high as it can, my performance to stay up. And then I'm also going to do some more planned kind of just movement, walking, taking a couple of walks, half-hour walks, a couple of times a week, just again bring those calories, increase the burning of calories. So that's what I'm doing. Again, everyone's going to be different. It's going to be on an individual basis, but there's a lot of factors to play around with. This is just an idea. If anyone ever has any questions regarding this, then please just shoot me a message, email me, Facebook message me, or however you want to get a hold of me. That is totally fine. I'm always happy to help you out wherever I can. Awesome. Thank you all for watching, listening. I really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you next time.